That was hard work, but we're live. Everyone's going to get in. And we've sorted it.
Lovely. There we go.
I've just seen your tweet saying there's likely to be a small delay. Again, because of my child doesn't sleep. Bear with.
Just doesn't fucking go to sleep.
Yeah. If anyone's jumped in yet, the delay was because Emma's parasite won't go to bed, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Don't have kids.
No, I don't. It's a trap. It's shit. Don't do it.
Evening. Hello, lads. How are we?
Hello.
One sec, I'm just going to get me stand. How are we? You alright, Sam?
How are we doing, fellas?
You know what this is like now. You know, we're never on time for anything.
Evening, Brandon.
Evening, boys. I mean, we'd be late to our own funeral at this point. I'm good.
Actually, though.
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. You just relegated yet? Not yet. We're getting there.
We're trying.
We tried to get relegated. We hired Colo. That didn't work. Well, you was on time. Listen, I'm always on time. Down, 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 down. We're not the F, lads. The F are going down. Down, 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 down.
And we're at a lifelong job. This is very true. My kid just doesn't sleep, unfortunately.
Life hack, don't have kids.
Correct. Emma Kendo, did you win yesterday? Yeah, we did. I'm sick stuff of being sent screenshots of me on the fucking cellar.
I missed. Oh no, I did see that.
I
did see that.
Every single time.
Oh, I did see the one. Like, every time it's your season ticket is in a terrible spot, you know.
Do you know what? I love where my season ticket is because I can hear everything that's going on in that dugout. It's great.
Oh yeah, that bit of it's great. But go ahead, sorry.
Then when there's like yesterday when there's fucking bits shown on TV and whatever else, then people start sending me pictures and like, oh my god, is this you? Yes.
For anyone who doesn't know, if you ever watch the game on Sky or something, Emma's season ticket is slightly to the right of the dugout. So if they ever show the manager, so like if they ever show Shaun, you'll see Emma on the telly all the time.
I'm literally 3 seats away from the bench. It's like, it's great because I know all the fucking subs before they happen. I know who's coming on and when. It's great. I can listen to them having little tactical chats. But then when we're on telly, I'm the least photogenic person ever as well, unless I take the picture. So I always look like a dick.
Sad, but I was going to screenshot it, but decided you had too many. But,
yes, I did. I got sent so many. So many, and then like people, like even without the screenshots, people tweet me and message me and like, oh my god, I've just seen you on TV, and I'm like, oh.
Yes. Every game, just move seats. Hang on. I say when we was in League One last year, it wasn't too bad because obviously you saw us on iFollow.
Yeah.
Because we weren't on. I don't think we had any games on Sky last season. Not that I can remember. Maybe I had like one.
There might have been one, maybe two all season, but
I can't remember it.
But now we're in the Championship and they have to take a little bit of interest in us here and there.
Now that we're big time.
Yeah, now we're playing with the big boys again.
Aye. The
Sutton
game was. I remember that. Anyone going Preston? I'm not going Preston because of the train strike, so I can't actually get there, unfortunately. So I don't
think I'm going to Preston.
I'm managing to go Bristol away, but I can't go to Preston. What's the logic in that? Yeah, right. Do you want to start with the Blackburn game, or should we start with the Huddersfield one?
What are we saying first? I actually think we should start with the Blackburn game. So
I agree.
Let's start at the beginning, shall we?
First things first, for the Blackburn game, we had Kelly, Rekik and Sinani all made the debuts, didn't they?
We did indeed.
We'll go with the obvious disappointment. What did you actually think of Kelly's first and last game for Wigan?
He was phenomenal, wasn't he? He managed to put in a man of the match performance for, what was it, like 60, 70 minutes, whatever it was. And then obviously had to go off injured. Sean said in his interview after the game it didn't look good.
No.
And unfortunately it took him a couple of days to confirmed that it's not great.
He's done for the season.
Yes, yeah.
I said straight away, because I watched it on telly, because I couldn't get there again. But I said straight away, it looked like, in my opinion, like his ACL. It was the way he twisted and like...
Yep. And that's exactly what it is.
Is
He
it his
has
ACL,
snapped his ACL.
Right,
yeah, so you're talking 9 to 12 months recovery time for that.
So he's done then?
Yeah, so normally with an injury like that with a loan player, we'd send them back to the parent club and they'd do all the rehab and whatever. I don't think we have a Kelly. I think he's actually staying with us. I think he's going to do his loan with us. He's still going to be out and about, like on the training ground and whatever. Obviously, he's not training himself, but he's going to be there with like the young lads.
Be in the gym with our lads.
Yeah, and he's going to be he'll be going through like the training stuff with like Charlie Hughes and that kind of thing.
Which is surprising to me, really. But then, in my opinion, it wouldn't surprise me if Kelly retires after that injury. If he can see, the way I saw it with Kelly was, I thought that at the end of his loan he'd probably retire with us because he's from Widnes, isn't he? Like he's very local to the area. Like he's from what's Widnes, like a 15-20 minute drive to Wigan.
Yeah, like it's not far at all.
He's from the area. He'd come through Liverpool's academy. I thought he'd probably retire at us and stay on. Like we'd probably get him on a free at the end of the season, then he'd stay on it. This was what I thought. And I still wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. If his injury healed quite well, maybe he'd stay on for another season with us next year. Whether, obviously, depending on what league we're in, if we're in League One or win the Championship, it would be heavily dependent on that. But no, I thought he looked superb up until the injury. Like I thought
he was. It was really, really, really good. I was really, really impressed. And I wondered at one point if maybe he was a little bit too old.
Yeah.
But apparently not. It was fantastic. Rightfully got the man of the match.
Yeah, 100% right.
Although I don't think for him it'd have been. It's not much of a consolation prize, is it?
No. You could see in the photo we were asked what the man of the match.
No, it was just, and his his post as well on social media after he's literally started them with "I am a broken man."
Yeah.
And it's understandable as well. It's like an injury like that at his age, after the performance he's just put in, it is.
Especially when he's not really had a look in at West Brom, because he's just done 10 years at Palace in the Prem. Like he was playing for until the last 18 months. He was playing week in, week out in the Prem. Like,
he's had a difficult year with him, hasn't he?
He's been a great servant for Palace, and then he's come to West Brom. Obviously, if we're being honest, it's somewhere where when he first moved to West Brom, he'd been expecting to start every week, and I think all of us would have said the same for him. He was expecting to start every week at West Brom. It's not worked for him, and he would have been the first name on our team sheet. Him and Watmore at the back would have been starting every week. So, like, I honestly, like, I feel like we all feel for the lad, like it is gutting for him.
Yeah.
But, oh well, hopefully he recovers quick and we can get him back in. But I say, you never know with an ACL, because obviously it's at least 6 to 9 months, isn't it?
You're talking 9 to 12 months, or thereabouts for your recovery time of an ACL.
Yeah.
You can come back quicker, but obviously if you look at the difference between, say, him and Jason Kerr, where Jason Kerr quite a lot younger.
Yeah.
Hello. How are we? Yeah, well, obviously Jason Kerr's quite a lot younger. I think he's still only in his mid-20s, isn't he?
Yeah. I think he's only about 26, isn't he? 25, 26.
Yeah, something like that. So it's unfortunate. It was a shame, but we'll have to see.
Can't wait to see Rekik. We're gonna get on to Rekik now. That was literally my next talking point, is the injury. Lo and behold, we sign another centre half and they get injured as well.
Yeah.
Sad to see centre backs and they both come off injured within 70 minutes.
But do you know what? He was fantastic as well, and I'm really, really glad that his injury doesn't appear to be anywhere near as bad as Kelly's.
Yeah. It's just looked like a muscle spasm, didn't it? From what I seen. Ryan, I am getting to that.
I was mentioned what we are playing.
Sorry, mate?
I was mentioned what are we all playing?
Oh, no, I know what that's from. It's because when when it comes up. Do you know when
Oh,
the
when
notification?
yeah,
that was me.
yeah.
You've been clickbaited, unfortunately, mate. Sorry about that, brother.
Sorry, pal, but
Sorry.
stick around. Talk about Wigan Athletic.
Sorry, man. The game's the game. Oh, sorry, threw me off that. Nah, but with the Watmore injury, it just looks from what I've seen and what I've seen on Twitter, it looks more like a muscle injury, and it's not a turn, it's a pull.
Yeah, he looked to be straight back into training, which is always a good sign.
Yeah.
I think he's only potentially looking at a couple of weeks out rather than it being a longer term thing.
Yeah.
You will have to excuse me as well, by the way. I'm so sorry. I am absolutely hanging out my hoop. I'm so hungover. It's fucking unbelievable.
I forgot you was out last night.
I can't speak. My throat's killing. I'm really sorry.
Oh, I completely forgot you were out last night.
I was, yeah.
Didn't someone clock onto you last night?
Yes, so someone came over to me in one of the bars on King Street, and he was like, have you got a Twitch channel? I was like, yeah. And he was like, you do a podcast, don't you? Is it Emma? I was like, yeah. And he just stood there chatting to me for like 5 minutes about this podcast, and I was like, oh well, we'll be on again tomorrow. Come and join us. He was like, yeah, I'll pop in.
If you're in the chat there, mate.
So if you are watching, please drop a comment and say hello, because I can't for the life of me remember what you said your name was. I'm so sorry.
I hope you're feeling less rough than Emma, and a lot less rough than Martin Kelly does.
Well, yeah. Hold on, is Watmore injured? No, Ryan Watmore's not injured. I think that might have been Lewis's slip up. He meant Rakic.
Oh, did I say Watmore? Sorry, I meant Rakic.
Yeah.
Nah, Watmore. Luckily, is fine. He's had a. See, Watmore's hilarious considering when we signed him, all the Portsmouth lot were like, he can't stay fit. He's always injured. He's cropped. He's fucked. He's the only one who can stay fit at the minute. He's the only one in our team who's not broken, which fucking touch wood remains that way.
After yesterday, lad, I'd break him, but anyway.
Fucking hell.
Finger on.
For fuck's sake.
I'm just saying. But we will come to that shortly.
I am certainly going to come to that.
but yeah, thankfully, touch wood, Rakic doesn't look like he's going to be out for very long. It'll be a couple of weeks rather than months, I hope.
Yeah. You've Sam F. You've just led us really nicely on to the next point. Was Sinani in the Blackburn game?
Sinani in the Blackburn game. Wasn't really.
Of the 3 debuts, since he wasn't the one that impressed, was he?
No. But then I didn't leave it out. Listen.
We'll get to it.
We'll get into that in a minute. Trust me.
Don't worry. We are on our way there.
We will get to it. But yeah, out of the 3, obviously he wasn't the obvious standout, was he? But I don't think he did that bad. Go
on, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
It was all right.
Yeah.
I don't think he wasn't. I don't think he was anything to write home about as such, but he wasn't dreadful.
Yeah. I thought in the Blackburn game, for me, you could tell he was trying. I know obviously that means nothing when you get a draw, because you need to.
Yeah.
Like at the minute we're turning losses into draws, which is a step in the right direction especially with the Blackburn game. But with Sinani, you could tell he was trying stuff. Like when he took that shot, it was
ambitious, weren't it? But it was a shot.
It was a piss poor effort. It was a piss poor effort. But at the end of the day, you can tell he wants to impress and he wants to break into the team and he wants to show something. Yeah. Which is better than someone like, sorry to name drop the lad, but it's better than someone like Scully who's not being able to break into the team. But you can show with Sinani he wants to prove himself. Whether he's proven himself to get a permanent move to us, or he wants to prove himself to Norwich that he's good enough to play first team for them, either way it's beneficial to us. Because if he's putting it in and he's trying to get into the team, then it's only going to benefit us because he'll end up breaking into our team and he'll be a good player for us. But worst case scenario, he'll just get dropped if he can't prove himself, and then we'll just have Lang and Maka on the wings probably.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Sam, I am aware Scully doesn't exist. He is a...
He doesn't. He's there for tax avoidance purposes, and that's it.
We're going to get onto the hot takes, but that's 100% my hot take that Scully doesn't exist. And I don't even think it's a hot take. I think it's true.
I think it's just fact now. Yeah. Anthony Scully does not exist.
What did you think of the initial lineup? Like when the lineup come out for the Blackburn game, what did you think? If you can catch your back a bit.
I was actually quite impressed with this.
Yeah.
I did like it, and it was relatively similar. I can't speak. Relatively similar, I think, for yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously, the big things were Wyke and Pearce being back on the bench.
Yeah.
So they got spotted at training in the beginning of the week, and then they were on the bench for the game at the weekend straight away. Yeah. Well, sorry for the Monday.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing for me is Maloney doesn't look like he's
picking favourites.
No. Listen, if you're not good enough, you're not good enough.
Which I am a massive fan of, to be honest.
Yeah,
it was as much as the man gets name dropped every single pod because Emma still fantasises about him. But as much as everyone in this chat loved Liam, like we all love Liam, but his one biggest flaw for me was he had favourites in the team. Yeah,
he did. And he was very, very rigid in his loyalty, which isn't always a bad thing. But when it came to team selections and when it comes to analysing your performances and your results on the pitch later on, you know where your weak links are, and then still going you, and you.
Yeah.
You can start every game.
Because it doesn't look great for the rest of the squad as well. Say if someone like...
Yeah.
I don't know, say someone like Charlie Hughes is trying to prove himself, but the manager's got set favourites, he's never going to get a shot. Which, by the way, Charlie Hughes has looked absolutely incredible.
Charlie Hughes, by the way, is unbelievable.
Yeah.
To say he's 19 years of age, he's dropped into that back line and he looks so comfortable and he's so at ease and so sure of himself as well, on and off the ball. And the one thing I noticed about him yesterday, there's a little bit of leadership in there. I think you can see him directing the people around him, and even people like Watmore and Jericho are taking direction from him yesterday, and I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. I think under any other in any other sort of profession or whatever, too many leaders can be a bad thing, but I think on a football pitch, it's not necessarily.
No, 100%, yeah.
And if he's got it in him at his age as well, considering he's only young, he could really, really, really be... I think he could be a very, very good captain at some point.
Hopefully, and I hope it's at us. So, with... I said this in our group... I didn't say this publicly, but I did say in our group chat, so I'm going to out myself that I got something completely wrong. I thought with the signing of Kelly and Rekik, Hughes would drop back to the 21s and he wouldn't really get a sniff. I'm so glad to be proven wrong because he looks phenomenal. He looks so good. And I'm very, very happy that he's still getting left in the team. And I'm very happy he's gonna... It looks like he's going to be our starting centre half now, seeing as Kelly's out. And obviously Rekik's still got a knock. So, yeah, Hughes is really impressing me. I do hope... I
think he deserved his man of the match as well.
Oh, 100%.
Yesterday.
100%.
For me, it was between him and Watmore. I went with Watmore for the obvious, just because he got the goal.
Yeah.
But had Watmore not have scored that goal when he did it, it'd have been Charlie Hughes all day.
On Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I voted for Hughes and that. I thought Hughes was superb.
Yeah, and but yeah, he got it and he deserved it. And I think, is that the second or third time he's been voted as man of the match when he's played? I think there's only been one game he's featured in where he hasn't been recommended for man of the match. So
Tai had a good match. Yeah, Tai was superb again. You know what? Tai has been superb since we signed him. I want to give Swan recognition who we have bashed on the... Well, we've not bashed him, but the pointing man himself who we've had that laugh about on the pod. Max Power in the last two games has been unbelievable. They're two of the best games he's played since last season.
Right, so Max Power at Blackburn was so impressed. I was like... Because we've all said it here and there, whether it's been on here, whether it's been on Twitter or whatever, everybody said he just stands in the middle and points.
Yeah.
And he has. He has. That's not, I don't think that's a personal opinion. I think that's the general consensus across the fan base. However, yeah, we've seen him. Thank you, Hugh. If you're in the chat, will you
Sort the
do your
balls
job,
out.
mate?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, but with Blackburn, as I actually saw him move forward with the ball, which I haven't seen him do since August, September.
Yeah.
I did have a little. I had a little minute. I had a little moment with Max Power yesterday. I don't know what he'd done after PS came on. He'd done something. I don't know whether Max had wanted the ball for himself or whether he was telling PS where to put it and he put it somewhere else or whatever. Anyway, the finger came out and he started shouting. So I lost my shit. Everybody,
Stop fucking pointing, you lads.
literally, I was like, "Are you fucking pointing at again? Do your own job, you lazy bastard."
I'm sure
Anyway,
we picked that up on the iPhone cameras as well.
He heard me.
Did he actually?
He heard me, yeah, and he was like,
oh, well, there's our chance at it.
he just,
God, nice
yeah, yeah, no, it's not going to happen. He hates me.
Max isn't getting on, unfortunately.
Sorry,
I
Max.
still love you,
I do
Max.
love you.
I got a selfie of you at Shrewsbury and you were sound as fuck to me. So I
do love you,
still
really.
love you to bits.
I do love you, really.
Even if you pointed at your missus and told her to come with you.
just didn't appreciate you shouting at my Tom like that. Don't do it again. But yeah. He missed the pass and blamed Hughes.
Yeah, that happens.
I mean, it is what it is, yeah. But I seen him pointing at Tom Pearce and I don't like it, so I shouted at him and he heard me and he just sort of gave me that.
Yeah. Right. So before we move on to the next segment, do we have any more comments in the chat, specifically regarding the Blackburn game, and any more opinions towards that game? Apology letter needed from Emma to Power on Twitter. Needed now. I mean, he's a tweet at Power. Sorry for shouting at you. Still love you.
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Max,
if you want an apology, Max, come on the podcast and she'll say it to your face.
Yeah, listen, I wouldn't say nothing behind your back that I wouldn't say to your face.
No, exactly. You shouted at him.
Do you know what I mean? I shouted at you and I apologise. I do love you, really. I am sorry. But nah. But that's the way it was. Do you know what? I'm just going to, quickly before we just move on there, I'm going to pick up on that comment there from Sam that says, still think Derek was a bit shit. Do you know what? Yesterday, he was a bit hit and miss.
Yeah.
Was a little bit confused about Jericho yesterday because the style of play and the way he plays that I was accustomed to last season, when he receives that ball on that right-hand side, I'm so used to him just going down the wing. And he didn't yesterday. He stopped so many times and looked for the pass backwards.
Yeah.
So I was a bit confused and a bit disappointed with that yesterday. But do you know what? At Blackburn, I actually thought he was one of the ones that it was one of the better ones. I actually think he was very, very good at Blackburn.
Yeah, I'll pick up. I'll say just before we get onto the Huddersfield game, you can tell with Derek was getting instructed on a new role in the team. Like, you can tell Maloney's encouraging him to get up more and he's encouraging him to look for the pass more, which is only, for me, it is improvement. You can see we are trying to drill that into him.
But then I appreciated as well that maybe because he was a little bit off it yesterday, Maloney brought him off.
Yeah.
You would never, ever, ever have seen that under Liam.
Under Liam or Colo. Neither of them.
No, you wouldn't. I haven't got much more to say about Colo because the whole thing baffles me.
Yeah.
I think just that little period of time there in the middle of the season was confusing to me. But under Liam especially, that would never have happened.
No, not.
And he had a big chunk of games last season. Jericho, unfortunately, I think he was one of the worst ones on the field. And I think we've touched on this a couple of weeks ago. I think he gets a lot of unfair stick. I think a lot of people
the stick comes with the armbands.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Because the focus is on you, your leader and your team, and if you're not doing your job properly, how can you tell everybody else how to do theirs? But I think when he wasn't great for a period last season, that should have been the time where we were saying, look, something's missing. He needs a break. Bring him off. Give him a couple of games.
Get him off the firing line.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And that would never ever have happened with Liam.
Colo who?
So precisely, Sam.
So before, because I know obviously we aren't actually progressing over to the Huddersfield game, but before we get onto that, I do want to do the hot take section that I put on Twitter, because we have got some absolute belters. So we're ready to. I feel like we've covered everything there was to cover for the Blackburn game.
Yeah.
Last thing to say, it was a good draw. I'm happy with a point up there because they very easily could.
Listen, if you can't win the game, you find a way not to lose.
Exactly. Which is what we need to do for the rest of the season. If we're not getting wins, just don't lose. How hard's that?
Yeah. Just be normal, lad. How hard's it?
Just be normal. Right.
But right. I'm assuming, Lewis, you've got quite a few of these hot takes.
Yeah, I've got them already.
So
I'm not going to be able to get them up on the screen because it's going to mess with the stream that what we've got set up here, because we've had some technical issues doing it. I'm going to just read them out now. The first one we've got is, we'll go from bottom to top. Tello isn't the saviour we all want him to be.
Right.
So I want everyone in the comments as well. I want you to react to these as well. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you agree, or voice your opinion on the hot take.
Whilst you are all dropping your comments in the chat, I'm going to give my opinion on this one. Tello isn't the saviour we all want him to be. Yes and no.
Okay.
So, I think we all got a little bit carried away with ourselves last season, going, "Oh my God, he's another academy graduate. He's good. He is an outstanding footballer." But that little period of time where everyone was screaming for him to be starting every game and blah blah blah. Tello is a really, really good footballer, very, very good, and I think he will have a very, very, very good career in football. I also think he's still very young. He's 20 years old, and I think we probably unfairly put a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And I think if you have to take into account the fact that his youth injury record isn't great. We can't ask too much of him. So the people that I think, again, it's just my opinion, the people that I think have the opinion that, oh my God, get Tello on and he's going to change everything. In terms of playing, I absolutely think Tello Asgard is an impact sub. I prefer him off the bench. I don't like him when he starts because I think it takes him too long to get into the game. I prefer him when he's analysing from the sidelines and then comes on and makes an impression. But I also think, absolutely not, he's not going back to Liverpool. You've binned him off once, lad. Fuck off.
You did. Got fucked off once.
Yeah, you've fucked him off once, so no.
It's like me, that.
Yeah, Lewis tried the Liverpool thing, it didn't really work.
Yeah.
He's come to Latics. He tried to go back when it wasn't going great, and that didn't work out for him either, so here we are. And now he sits chatting bollocks to me on the podcast.
Hang on a minute, girl.
No. Listen, I've not finished my Tello Asgard take. Listen.
Glory Hunter. Sitting in a fucking Wigan jacket. If anything, I'm a fucking hipster, which I'll take. I'll take getting called a footy hipster. Glory Hunter is far from it. I started this podcast with Emma under Colo Torre. If that's a Glory Hunter, I don't. This is our 4th episode, and we've only just seen us get a fucking win. How am I a Glory Hunter? If I started a fucking Liverpool, I'd have done Red Men TV if I was a Glory Hunter. Come on, I'd have jumped up with them fucking bastards.
But yeah, in terms of Tello Asgard, I think fans probably threw too much pressure at him and then got disappointed when he didn't produce what we wanted him to.
Yeah.
Which it is what it is. So he isn't the saviour we all want him to be. Yes and no. That's where I'm at with that.
But yeah, so long-winded Emma. Yes or no? Do you agree that Tello isn't the saviour we all want him to be?
Yes and no.
Okay, thanks.
That's. I am sitting on the fence.
As you always do. Don't get splinters on your ass.
Yeah, that's where I'm standing with that one. I'll sit on the fence.
I do agree with that. Tello isn't the saviour we all want him to be. Emma covered it perfectly there. He is very, very good off the bench. Like, he's a very good impact player, but he needs time. He's still very raw. He come into the team in League One. He played a little bit in the admin season, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't he start coming through then? Played a few games there. Like, played a few games here and there then. Got a lot of sub appearances last season when we won League One. And again, he's had a very similar role this season as he had last season, very much an impact player or a squad rotation player, which I'd prefer him to stay as that than to go on loan to a League One club. Personally.
Yeah, I absolutely do. I've seen someone mention it in the chat there saying, do we send him out on loan? No. I think at this stage now, with the experience that he's got with us, I think sending him out on loan would be a backward step for him. That is for me, that's not going to help. So no.
Okay.
No, don't send him out on loan.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that though. I'm going to agree. It was Joe Sanders who put it in. So if you're in the chat, welcome, mate. If not, no worries. But I agree with you, Joe. Right, the next one is Jack Watmore is overrated this season. He makes too many silly mistakes. From Luke WAFC 32. Yeah, and I'll move on to the next one. Shinny caused more arguments. Nah, lads, you in the politest way possible, mate. You're a fucking idiot. you're miles off it there, brother. Like, if the centre back issues that you've got with us this season, our centre back problems do not start with Jack Watmore. It starts with normally the other two next to him. No comment. Yeah, exactly right. No comment indeed.
Overrated? No. I wouldn't use the word overrated for him. What I'd say is he's been disappointing because we were all, I think, collectively willing him to be as he was last season. But this is his first season in the Championship. I still think he's got the ability to step up, and I think he showed that last couple of games. What he didn't need was Colo Torre. And listen, I fucking love the lad to bits, but he didn't need Curtis Tilt.
Yeah.
That's where I sit on that. Overrated, no, I think is the wrong word. Because I still think, despite the way it's gone up to this point, I still think he's been one of our best players.
Yeah. He 100% has.
Which doesn't say very much about the other 10 on the pitch.
No, that comment's miles off it, to be honest.
But yeah, no, I wouldn't agree with that.
If you're going off silly mistakes, Corker made a silly mistake against Luton, and yeah, I still hope he starts in the Bristol game. I'd still start him. Mistakes happen, mate. Footy's footy. But the next one, Sam, you're actually in the chat for this one, Sam F. So if you disagree with what we're going to say about your opinion, let us know. Shinny caused more arguments than it was worth. Yes. Yeah.
100%. Now, listen, we've all seen Shinny play. We've all seen him play at Derby. We've seen him, albeit briefly, play for us. Is he a good footballer? Yes. Were we better in midfield with Shinny on the pitch? Arguably at the time. To an extent, yeah. Yes. Listen, lad, we're fucking in the middle of something here. You're chatting shit about buttons. Fuck off. Lad, shut up.
Yeah, leave it. Chill on him, boys. Chill on him. I have read your comment. It's me. Like, I have read you, and I am gonna. What you said with the buttons is bang on. We are gonna do that, but not right now.
We're on episode 4, lad. Give us a chance. We're having a conversation here, and you're just piping in, shite.
Fucking hell.
Fuck's sake. Anyway, where are we? Not even I'm rough as shit, can't we?
I've never got a sponsorship with you on this pod, Emma, and I couldn't give less of a fuck.
Listen,
oh my
I warned you. I said I am hanging out my ass. I ain't got time for it today. I can't be bothered. Message Lewis privately and have a conversation, not in the middle of this.
Speak to Emma when she's not got 18 Jaeger bombs still in her system.
Oh, Hugh, do me a favour and shut him up, please, mate. Thank you.
Nice one.
Can't be throwing words around like that.
Yeah.
Sure. Anyway,
well. So shitty cause more irons to what it's worth.
Anyway,
yes,
so he's doing it again now. I'm trying to fucking talk about it, and this pub's going off right. Were we better with him on the field? Arguably, yes. At the time, I think he was one of the better options. But I think there's a reason. There has to be a reason why he wasn't favoured under two separate managers. So that's what it is. Was it worth all the aggro? Probably not. No. We've sent him to fucking Scotland again.
Never to return.
And that will be the last time we see him ever.
We just need to rename Scotland the Shadow Realm, because you go there and you just never return, do you?
Was he better or were the others worse? Bang on, lad. Yeah, bang on. I think. Other than Jordan Cousins, who unfortunately happens to be made of fucking fiberglass, I think Power and Naylor were really, really, really off it.
Yeah.
And to be honest, Shinny wasn't great. I think he was bang average. It just so happened that bang average was better than Miles off it. So yeah, that's how it was.
Yeah. Colo following Liam was inadvertently a good thing, so Maloney wasn't thrown under the bus from Chris Carter. It's one of them. In hindsight, I'll take the lead on one, seeing as Emma doesn't want to shut her fucking mouth.
Do I ever?
No, do you fuck? In hindsight, I agree with that. At the time, no, because it was a fucking horrendous appointment. Like, I tweeted out on my account on Chattin Tics, as a follow. I tweeted out...
Oh, a big shameless plug in the middle of that there, you fucking biff.
Like, I tweeted out on my account, Shaun Maloney has had double the amount of points in 2 games than Colo managed in 2 months. That's hilarious. It's so funny to me.
I mean, yeah.
That says enough, doesn't
it? Yeah, like, I agree with what Mr. just said there. In hindsight, and it is, as always, a wonderful thing, but in hindsight, yes.
Hindsight has 20/20 vision, though, doesn't it?
Correct. Looking at it now, fabulous. Great.
What Sam
genius decision.
Yeah, what Sam said there. I think it was the fact we was worried who'd replace him with. Do you mean Liam in that comment or Colo? I'm assuming you mean Colo.
Or are you still talking about Shinny?
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam.
Oh,
love that.
Don't plug her. She's a bitch.
I am. That's why people follow me.
Don't see Aziz playing again, me, unless we've got an injury crisis in our midfield too. No, I agree.
Right, this is going to be one of mine. I'm sorry, I'm taking over again. He is fucking porny, mate. Other than following birds on Twitter and running about with a fleur like a dickhead, he is fucking cack. He has done nothing. Absolute fucking show porny without the show is shit. That's my hot take.
I'm essentially a viewer on this stream when I come on with them, you know.
Yep.
But I agree. Jokes aside, no, yeah, unfortunately, he's not had the ability to play in the Championship. And a lot of Pompey fans said that to us. He wasn't at the ability for League One. And he's not looked great in the He's looked like he wants to prove himself, but he doesn't look quite there for me, personally. TA is our best midfielder, in my opinion, by a country mile, Chris. I completely agree. That is the best thing to come from Colo, is Tiemi. A very Colo signing. Yeah, I agreed with Aziz. TA is a signing. Whoever the fuck found him, what a signing. Which one he is? Who was it? It can't have been Colo. Because if Colo's found him...
I think he might have been... Was it that Ashvia Johal? I think he might have been one of his little finds.
Where's Ash found him? I'd bring Ash back as a scout if he's looking for work. Because what a signing that was.
You're not caught. Stay far away from the coaching staff.
No, never meet the players. Just like you're not allowed to speak. There's a restraining order against the squad. You're not allowed to be mates with any of them anymore. But you know, send us some players over, lad. We'll give you a pretty penny for it, like. But you're not allowed anywhere near.
Just don't speak to him.
You're not allowed
Don't
anywhere
send
near
games.
Chrissy Park, like.
Don't go Australian. Stay far away.
Like, you're not allowed. I wouldn't even let you have a house with a WM postcode. Like, you've got to either go like, does Preston like PR or something?
Yeah.
You've either got to have a PR WA, and that's it. I'm not even letting you have an L. You can fuck off. You can have PR or WA.
That's one L you're not taking. You're fucking hit.
You're not having what's Wigan's postcode? Is WN.
WN, yeah.
Yeah, he's not allowed WN. He can have WA or he can have a PR. You can work from home in London. Exactly that. Colo just searched
decently rated Ivorian players on FIFA and Chelsea because of that.
Lad, facts.
He just went, yeah, you'll do.
Right. We've got another one from WAFC 1932. James McLean is one of the worst in the team. What's your thoughts on that? That laughter said so much. He played for Tonbridge Angels 3 years ago. Is that TAE?
Yeah.
Mad, that is insane. I didn't know that. Check his archive.
Playing non-league football not so long ago.
Check Ash's hard drive just to see what players he's got on his footy manager save. Nah, but that is mental. He was at Tunbridge Angels 3 years ago, and he was. Don't know what happened there. The thing is, I am actually gonna acknowledge the James McLean point. James McLean being the worst in the team. I disagree with you, but the point I'm gonna say, to maybe play a bit devil's advocate, James McLean's 34 years of age, and he's doing a role that he's only just started doing in his career in the last 18 months, and that's playing as a left wing back. He's never really been a wing back. Don't get me wrong, I think he has played wing back, but he's always been a left mid. Like, his primary role has been as a left midfielder, especially for Stoke and West Brom. He's playing a role that's very new. Well, not very new, but he's playing a role that's quite new to him in a system that we need him to play. Because, obviously, the injuries with Tom Pearce and Bennett not being able to stay fit either. He's the best that we've had at left wing back, and I think he's done a very solid job at it, personally. So, I disagree with your point on that one. Emma, have you got anything to add to that before we move on?
I think the thing with James McLean is we're comparing him to what he was like the last time he was here.
Yeah.
When he was in his mid-20s, and that's not fair. And I think we've all done it. I've done it. Is he physically the same as he was 9-10 years ago?
Absolutely
no,
not.
Of course not. Because, as you've just said, he's 34 years of age.
Fucking hell, I'm not the same physically as I was 5 years ago, let alone.
I'm not the same physically as I was yesterday, lad. Fucking.
Oh, you were shit-faced yesterday.
I'm fucked today. Is he as effective as he was, stroke could be? No. However, I do think he's one of those players where if we've not got him, we're so much worse without him.
Yeah.
And I'm not being funny, but who else is going to go there?
No, exactly. Who else do we have to play? Who else do we have to play in that position? Without his 5 assists, we are probs down by now. Yeah, 100%. I can go on to the next one. David Naylor, I don't know if you're in the chat or not, but I know I've spoke to you a bit about this. His argument is... Essentially, the comment isn't worded very well. Everyone's bashing Keane a lot because he only scores goals. His argument is that Keane does a lot more than Greg ever did for us. Essentially, to dumb it down. Greg didn't do that much off the ball, but he scored the goals. He's the exact same as Keane, and we need a player like that in the squad. What do you think of that?
I think they're two very, very, very different players. I can see where he's coming from, kind of, I think.
David, if you are in the chat, please, I might have worded that terribly, but, you know, help us out.
I can see what he means. However, Will Grigg and Will Keane are so far apart in my eyes. Essentially, they don't even play the same position, do they? For the most part.
At the minute, you'd say they are because Keane is playing more of a striker under Maloney, but
He
all last
is.
season, no, Keane was a 10.
Yeah, and I still kind of prefer Keane in a 10, but yeah, Will Grigg would not have got anywhere near 10 goals in the Championship.
No, he never. We know he wouldn't because he never did. I don't think he ever. I don't think he got 10. I think he got like 8.
No, that's I can see where he's coming from, but
yeah,
I'm gonna have to slightly disagree as well.
Like, in my opinion, Keane's twice the player Grigg was for us. Not on the ball and actually ability on the ball, because Grigg was obviously a far better technical footballer than Keane. But what Keane can do for us is more than Grigg could offer, I'd argue.
I think I would agree.
Here's the one I was actually most looking forward to, and that's why I've left it till one of the later ones. Max Power is a club legend, 2 League One titles and 200 appearances for the club. 3 league titles and over 200 appearances for the Wigan. Max Power is a club legend, yes or no? That's actually a very, very good one. You and Reigns, you subbed that in. Like, I really, really appreciate your comments, boys.
That's hard work, that one.
I'll go first on it. I completely agree. Max Power is a club legend. And I do think recent history doesn't favour him, because obviously he's not been in his best form this season. I mean, very recent history in the last 2 games, it favours him massively. But in the last, what would you say, 6 months, he's not been at his best. He's arguably been some of his worst performances in a Wigan shirt. But I would argue, I would back that thoroughly, that Max Power is a Wigan legend, in my opinion.
Don't know, it's hard, that one, because I don't disagree, but I don't necessarily fully agree either. Hugh, please.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm asking really nicely this time. Please. Please, Hugh. I can't say anything more until he fucks off. Because he's just fucking down my head in. I don't know, Chris. It's doing me head in. It's off. Right, there we go. Nice one, Hugh. Anyway, yeah, I don't disagree with the Max Power take, but I'm not entirely sure I 100% agree either. Maybe for me, just being a little bit salty about the way he left the first time.
Yeah.
But again, I'm on the fence. I'm more inclined to agree, I think. But yeah, slightly on the fence with that one, I think.
Yeah. Nah, fair enough. Let me get the next one up. If Scully had played all the games Lang has, he would have more goals and assists.
Based. Based on what?
Yeah, agreed. Based on what? That was, you know what? I feel our last was saying it. David Morris, mate. It's your opinion. Everyone's entitled to the opinion, but his opinion is that Scully was. If Scully had played the same games as Lang, he'd have had more goals and assists.
Nope. If Scully was capable of doing what Lang does, he'd be on the pitch in front of him. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Full stop. Disagree.
Yeah, completely.
That's for me, that's one of the more confusing takes. No, you've got nothing to base that on.
Yeah. Yeah, very much agree with that. Shaun Maloney was actually wearing a Colo Torre bodysuit of sorts since November from Hugh.
That is not a hot take, Hugh.
No, that's
That
just
is a
factual.
conspiracy theory.
We will get the tinfoil hats on for next week, lads. Don't worry. Don't worry, tinfoil hat. And yeah, that does round up the that rounds up all the hot takes. Everyone who submitted one, thank you very much. If you've got any more, comment them on. I'll do another tweet on the Chattin Tics tag, and we'll do more hot takes next week if you want to hear any more, or if you've got any more. If not, we'll leave that and we'll just do it as a one-off just to see some. It was just kind of a break-up between the two fixtures, but
Yeah.
that does lead us on to the more exciting fixture and the more exciting talking point, if we're being honest. The Huddersfield game. Right.
Okay.
When you initially saw the lineup, Emma, what did you think?
Quite impressed, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think I really had any issues with it. Confused me slightly that Nyambe appeared to be on the left-hand side from the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
And then obviously switched over to right later on. But yeah, no, I was quite happy with that. Didn't have any issues with it. Bench I thought was quite strong. Interesting for me to, again, Scully was nowhere near, obviously.
Yeah.
But to see that Tilt had been left out and to see McGuinness had been left out completely as well. Interesting, but I don't disagree with it.
No, I was surprised that Tilt wasn't even on the bench. Like I was very surprised at that.
I think it's interesting that Stephen Corker managed to find his way onto the bench when he was getting off a week ago. So.
Whoever Talal on Twitter discussing UFOs and Martin Kelly's injury. Talal on Twitter's hilarious, mate. He just does what he feels like, honestly.
Get him back in here and tell him to fucking give us his UFO opinions.
Tweet at Talal and ask what come on Chattin Tics and ask what you think of UFOs.
Yeah, who do you think it is?
But now when the lineup come out, it was possibly the first time in a long time where I've looked at a lineup and literally just looked at it and went, sound that.
Yeah,
it's very.
Yeah, saw the lineup and was like,
Yep. Okay. Sound.
That's it. Yep.
It's very rare I can look at the lineup for 15 seconds and immediately lock my phone, other than going to a group chat and saying, "What's this?
What the fuck is this?" Yeah.
That fact, I can look up at the team and go, "Sound that," and lock my phone. Like I checked our group chat from 2:00 till 2:45. After, I think Beth shared it in the chat, I can't remember, I might be wrong, there was 2 messages and then 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, yeah, okay. And no one had anything to say about it. Because we was all happy. We was all like, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Weren't sure about Fletcher coming on instead of Wyke. Yeah, that.
I agree with that, Tom.
I agree with that.
I said this yesterday. I don't know if it's just me. I think I've said this before. I'm not entirely sure what Fletcher offers.
No, me neither.
I don't really understand. I think we'd have been better going forward had Wyke been on the pitch in front of him. But I don't think Wyke is fit enough yet. He came on the last game. He came on against Blackburn, didn't he? So I think... Do you think Maloney doesn't like Tilt and McGuinness, or are they injured? I think Maloney has got a brain.
No, exactly.
Make of that what you will. I think he's not stupid, and he actually seems to see what the vast majority of us see.
Yeah, he clearly doesn't rate them at all.
No. And again, also speaks volumes about Anthony Scully, because you can't get a game under anybody. We're on 3 managers now. And he's still nowhere near.
Yeah, exactly. One thing I wanted to point out of how defensively solid we were 2 games on the run. It's the first time we've had 2 clean sheets back to back since League One, which is obviously a massive boost. We didn't even get that at the start of the season. We didn't get 2 clean sheets on the bounce, even when we was on a good run. But I thought defensively again we looked very, very good.
I remember when I said Tilt was our best defender. What was I thinking?
That was a horrendous opinion.
Yep, I told you at the time it was Bobbins. I did try.
That
And do you know what? While I'm throwing out, I told you so's, I'm gonna do it. Tom Pierce. I've told you.
You know
Told
what?
yous, and told
Yeah.
yous, and told yous, and fucking told yous again. And you've done everything you can to disagree with me and see it any other way than I have. But I fucking told you.
Yeah, you've managed to remove. You've managed to somehow remove your bias because I thought I thought you didn't like Tom Pierce, but apparently you do really like him. You'd have thought.
Change your mind, don't I?
Oh yeah, of course.
But I've been telling yous.
But nah, when Tom come on, he looks superb.
He has, and I'm hoping it's not just because he's just the people around him are making him look better. But I think he has, and I think he has had a little impact on changing the game. The last couple of times he's come on, and I genuinely do mean that in the least biased way possible. So.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Tom Pierce come on and he looked threatening, which, like, one thing, like, obviously I'm a big fan of McLean. I think most of us are here, but the thing with McLean is he doesn't have the pace anymore. Which, what can you expect? He's 33, 34 years of age. He's not going to have lightnings of pace. Pierce does inject pace onto that left-hand side, and he is very threatening attackingly. Defensively, he is questionable, but attacking-wise, you can't fault him. At the minute, the last 2 games, he does cause problems.
Pierce causes havoc when he overlaps and whips his balls in.
Yeah, completely.
I've been saying it.
Nah,
I have been saying it.
He was. When he's able to start, he should be.
That's an interesting one.
That's a great. I was gonna. Well, the I don't know. That is a great one. Now that is that's a hot take.
That is a hot take. I am right. The bias in me, like my clear and undying love for Tom Pierce, is screaming that he should start every game.
But
while we've got Omar Rekik though, no.
Yeah.
Because defensively, Rekik is better.
Yeah.
If you're shouting about starting defenders, it's a good place to start if your defenders can defend. And Tom Pierce can't always defend, which is genuinely my only criticism of that boy. He could run my kid over in his fucking Range Rover and I wouldn't even mind.
No, you'd say thank you. We'd get a podcast on earlier.
Absolutely fine.
We'd start these earlier.
Yeah, I'll be on at 8 o'clock. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Won't go that far.
No, I'll still find a way to be late. Yeah, no. I think while we've got Rekik able to play that position and appears to be very, very good defensive from what I've seen of him, I would probably start Rekik above Pierce.
Yeah, Rekik. What and play Rekik as on the left. What on the left? It depends if we're playing a back 4 or a back 5.
Yeah, depending on the position. Because I think Rekik is actually an LCB, isn't it?
Yeah, Rekik's more of a left back, and I'd say Pierce is more competing for McLean's role as a left wing back.
Emma, would you do Pierce? No, mate.
Cap, you defo would. If the opportunity were to
Fucking
present
ridiculous.
itself.
If the opportunity were to present itself, would I turn it down?
Would.
Absolutely fucking no.
Exactly.
What a silly question.
Chris, I'll spin the question for you. If Laura Woods came available, you would give her the worst 12 seconds of her life, lad. Let's be honest. If we're spinning questions, lads, the answer's yes to both of them, innit?
She'd whip them knickers off in seconds. Listen, lad, if I thought there was if I thought that the opportunity was about to present itself, I wouldn't be wearing them. I'd skip that stage.
Fucking hell. Speaking of someone I'd whip my knickers off for, with the man with the greatest airline in football, Jack Watmore, with that header. I am a man who has had female partners, and that is the best head I've ever received. That header was fucking superb, man. Oh, that is the best head I've ever watched. It's the best I've ever gotten. It was fantastic. Fucking hell, man.
And this is why he's another one of my favourites.
He's absolutely
He is fucking
superb.
Beautiful. Yeah, listen, that could have been any of them.
Yeah.
Any of them, and excuse me, we'd have all been in love with them today.
Honestly.
The fact that it was, Jack, and the fact that it came off his head, was fantastic. But yeah, I really, really, really hope he stays.
Yeah.
Because he is out of contract at the end of this season.
He is. I want Maloney to have my kids. I can't lie. Same lads. You can have all of them. All of them. Can we talk about Mr. Undroppable? Yeah, we are getting to him. You know what? That actually is my next point, so we can go on to him now. Max Power in the Huddersfield game.
For the most part, very, very good again.
He's went from putting some of his worst performances in a Wigan shirt to putting some of his best in, if we're being honest. I think in the last 3 weeks he's completely turned the corner. I hope he continues on that at Bristol. He's looked superb in the last 2 games under Maloney. Maloney's clearly instructing something different to him. Like, he looks less as because he's not a 10. He got played in the 10 under Colo. And I think he got played in the 10 under Liam. He's not an attacking midfielder. He's very much a deep line playmaker. He's very much a lot deeper, try and pick passes out with the space in front of him rather than creating the next phase of attack. He's very much happy to sit back and do his role literally as a 6. But not a 6, as an 8. Like, he's very...
Due to unfortunate circumstances, the Max PowerPoint finger will no longer be available for pre-order.
It won't, mate. It won't.
That one's going to be... Sam, you're talking shit again, lad. I'm just going to come out and say it. I do love Lang so much, but he needs to be dropped. No. Shut up. Fucking no.
Before the Huddersfield game, to be honest, I wouldn't have disagreed with him massively. I actually think he wasn't in the best of form, but I actually thought he had a very good game against Huddersfield. I thought he was creating, I thought he was threatening again. Don't get me wrong, the goals and the assists haven't come for Lang this season, and it's something we all thought would. No,
but they haven't come for anybody.
No, exactly, and yeah, they've not come for anyone.
Again,
he's still threatening, and he's still causing problems, and opposition defenders are still thinking we need to keep an eye on him.
Yeah. Which
is what you want.
I thought he was good. I thought he was very, very good against Blackburn. The lad did not stop running.
No, yeah.
I thought he was really, really good. But no, I wouldn't drop him.
No, I don't think I would drop him.
Daft. Again, I think he's one of those players where without him we are a lot worse.
Should we do a brief overview of the Bristol game? Because I don't think we'll get a chance to do a separate pod on it before it.
Yeah. Why not?
So we've got Bristol away Wednesday night.
Wednesday, yeah.
I will be in attendance. Emma has a life, so she can't. Emma has responsibilities in her life. I luckily do not, so I will be at Bristol away.
I would really, really love to not have responsibilities. However, we are on telly again. So I will be watching the game.
Oh, delightful.
Yeah.
Because we were considering doing a watching along, weren't we, if I weren't going?
Yeah.
But nah, I am going. Even though I'm absolutely skint. But nah, I'm going. We're on Sky. Yeah,
I think we're on Sky Sports Football, yeah.
I'm not sure if it's red button or not, but we are on Sky. Main event, lads. We're massive.
I am weirdly very, very optimistic about this game, and I've got no right to be. there's no reason at all that I should think that 4 points in about 3 years
Honestly.
is I have a level 2 qualification to win at college, so I won't be. Fair enough, yeah.
No, yeah, Sam can't go neither, unfortunately.
But yeah, I've got no right at all to believe that we could get anything at all from this game against Bristol City, but I strangely think we will.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Bristol City sit 13th in the league at the minute. They're 10 points ahead of us. I'm going to get their recent form up now. But a game against a mid-table side is something we should be looking to get a result against or looking to compete with.
Yeah. I would quite happily take a point from Bristol City, to be honest.
How did they get on against the day of Norwich yesterday?
I think did they win yesterday? I think they won, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think it was Joe Williams posted on Insta yesterday, and he said I enjoyed that one. So I think they might have won.
Yeah, I was about to say. I thought they got a result against Norwich. They haven't lost since.
They won 1-0.
Yeah, Bristol are in amazing form. They haven't lost since the turn of the year, so it will be a difficult game. So, in a team in their position of the league, it's games we should be looking to try and get a result against.
Yeah.
But look, we need to go into every game with the mentality of don't lose. Essentially, which I know sounds daft talking about football, you should go into every game with the mentality of don't lose.
But we need to start implementing it.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think we will. I really, really think. See, Sam, you're not wrong though, saying if Cardiff lose on Tuesday, we only need a point to get out of the relegation zone. That's right, but
we need 3 to stay out of it.
I don't want to be basing our results on other people.
No.
We're halfway through the season. It's far too early to be doing that.
Yeah. The way I'm thinking of it is, if we get a win, we're on 32 and we're a point behind Rotherham in 20th. And we're 2 points behind Stoke in 19th. Yep. I want us to be looking further. Don't get me wrong, we're getting very optimistic. We've had our first win since the Blackpool game and we're all getting a little bit excited. But there is still a job to be done here and we do still need to crack on. It's going to put the lads in good morale, but we do need to still crack on and ensure we make a run out of this and don't just let it be a one-off result.
Yeah.
But yeah, how would you line the side up? I'd be thinking very similar to the side that lined up against the Huddersfield team. In my opinion, I don't think, obviously, unless you're resting players, rotating the team, or obviously there's injuries involved, for me, there's no reason for any of them players not to be still on the team sheet.
No, I think for me yesterday, the only disappointing one on the field yesterday for me was Sanana. Yeah. I think he wasn't good yesterday.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely fucking not. No, leave him at home. He's not even getting on the bus, lad. Leave him at home.
He'll be watching it from the same place as you, lad, on his couch, on a skybox.
Yeah.
But for me, the big question I think Sanani still starts, but for me to shift it slightly, the 2 biggest question marks in our starting 11 come from the 2 wing-back positions. It's, do you start Pierce or McLean on the left, and do you start Dariqua or Nyambe on the right, are the 2 biggest questions for me. How would you, unbiasedly, Emma, because I know the affinity you have to a certain lad from Merseyside. Can you class him as Merseyside? He's from Skemmy.
He's from Ormskirk.
Ormskirk. Nah, sorry, lad. From a certain woolly back half breed scouser, who I actually really like, but he blocked me on Twitter, so, you know. The hybrid. the plastic scouser, honestly. But
would I start him at wing back? No. If you want to completely unbiased, just based off ability, would I start him in front of McLean? No.
No.
I think that's silly.
I
think it's silly.
Very surprised you're in the position to give an unbiased opinion, to be honest.
Oh, no, I can still do it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not of the opinion that the lad has got no faults.
Yeah.
not all the time, maybe. Would I start him in front of McLean? No. Not at wing back. Would I be tempted to put him as LCB? Potentially, potentially.
Look, in my opinion, he's not a centre half, and he's someone.
But it's where he played yesterday.
No, that is not something that I. Get that grin off your fucking cheeks right now, girl. There's not.
It's where he played yesterday.
Come on, let's not take the piss here.
It's where he was.
He's not a left centre back. You're not daft. We both know that. You can wipe the grin off your face because I'm not giving in to that. He's not a centre half.
Just saying.
He's someone who I will bring. Chat, have a word with her. Have a word. Hugh, not quite, but we're not far off a full Scouse 11. Well, that's my dream, you know. I have a dream that we're going to be a full Scouse 11.
It is a dream that we share, Lewis. Trust me.
Oh, exactly.
Should have him up front if he got a game. Lad, I don't care where he plays as long as he's on the pitch. I don't give a fuck.
Just need some eye candy, don't you?
Dude, I actually think we've got quite a bit of it, to be fair. Well, nobody else agrees with me, but I think we have.
That'll be a separate podcast, though. You know, that'd be a great pod. Should we just
That's a different show.
Oh, that'll have to go on a Patreon, that pod. That'll have to be like that cannot be public. That needs to be very, very exclusive.
Have to be a Patreon, yeah.
Oh, that'd be a
like, you're gonna have to fucking pay us for that one, like.
Oh, just to hear who Emma to do a shag, marry, avoid list on the whole Wigan team. Oh. 4 podcasts in, and we're already talking about you gonna shag.
Who's the 10 and it's not Will Keane?
Way. That was a shocker, Chris. I'm sorry.
Dear me. Oh, I'm gonna start blushing in a minute.
Oh, but nah, for me, it's smash or pass tick
smash
squad.
Or pass tick squad.
You know what? That will. You know what?
Oh no.
No, we're not doing that. That's not a tonight job. That is not a tonight job.
No, listen, I'm too rough for this today.
No, that's not a tonight job.
I'm not gonna lie, right, with how rough I am today, I'd shag them all, I don't give a fuck. All of them. At the same time. I'm not arsed. I'm not arsed. If it sort my head out, bring them to me, line them up right now.
So I'm looking for a new co-host to my podcast. The previous one is getting dismissed over unprofessional remarks. Have a good evening. Bye. Fucking hell. Next podcast. You know what, Emma? Do you know the way we done the hot takes as our like segments?
Is that our next one?
Yeah, should we do smash or pass as the next segment for Emma? We'll go through the entire squad and we'll do a smash or pass for Emma.
I am gonna get arrested.
Oh no!
God's sake! This podcast is just turning into a live rendition of our group chat, lad. I can't have it.
On that note, I'm gonna start drawing it towards the end because, as expected, the last 15 minutes of our pods always turn into a shit show.
It's always a bit daft, isn't it?
I'm gonna lose my job.
I'm a panicking.
So.
Dear me.
You know what? The only questions we've got over the lineup are at fullback, and the big question is, will Emma shag them? But would you play a back three with Watmore, Niambe, and Hughes, or would you be thinking Watmore, Corker? With Hughes. So that's another question.
I think we said this last time, didn't we? Because we were talking about Niambe and Jeriqua. If we needed a wing back, I'd go with Jeriqua.
Yeah.
Because apart from yesterday, I would say he's the most likely one to get forward.
Yeah.
Niambe or Corker.
What more did he with Hughes? That's a back three, not a chance on this planet.
Don't be silly.
Do you know what? It's a bit it's positive in my eyes that our questions are no longer, oh fuck, who do we start at the back in a panic and that we've got no one. So we've actually got options now, especially at the wing back role. At wing back, it was every week. It was Macher on the left, Tariqa on the right. Maybe Nyambe slot in if he's fit. But there's actually fighting for place. And to answer Chris's question there, I don't think Rekic is fit for the Bristol game. Hopefully we're wrong and he is back in the side, but I'm not 100% sure.
If everyone was fit and able to play, I would go with Corker, Watmore, and Rekic as a back three.
Yeah, agreed. But,
I still don't know if I'd put on the wings,
no,
but that would be my back three.
You know what? It's a good headache for Shaun to have that we've actually got. There's actually a bit of fight for place, and it will make people work a bit harder. Not that I don't think McLean is working hard, but it shows that if you're not performing here, you're getting dropped. But at the same time, it's if you're knackered here, you've got rotation.
Yeah.
Because he's someone who's run himself into the ground this season, and that's one good thing about Tom Pearce being back, is that he can rotate for McLean, and he's very comfortable going forward in what the role that McLean's be doing. He's got a fucking hell of a cross on him.
The man can put a ball in.
Yeah.
He really, really can. I think I'd probably no, I wouldn't start him in front of McLean.
No, I'd still start with McLean.
I would still go with McLean.
So to move on to the midfield, so I'm assuming the way I've seen it with Shaun's team has been very much a 5-2-3 from the start. Would you start the same two as your two centre mids? Would you be starting Power and TIE, whatever? Christ. Would you start Christ?
Oh, apparently his first name's not even Christ either, it's Christ, so I'm just going to start calling him Oi.
The good one.
The good one.
I'm assuming you'd be the same as me and you'd have Power and TIE as your two midfielders. Or would you
I
rotate?
think so.
I do think Power in the last two games has earned his place in the team.
I would stick with...
Yeah, I'd stick with the same front five. TIE, Power, Sam's literally put in the chat. TIE, Power, Lang, Keane, Sinani. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree with that personally. That's
my only issue with that is I still prefer Lang out on the right hand side.
Excuse me. Yeah, I agree.
Like yesterday, I wanted Sinani off. I wanted Lang back over on that side and tell Owen.
Yeah, and put Tell Could you imagine a TIE and Shinny midfield partnership? Honestly.
See, we've covered this, Hugh. Shinny's a troublemaker, so we're leaving him where he is. I do think Lang is more dangerous on the right. However, could we not switch him about if it cause more problems? Maybe. But yeah.
But yeah, it's a positive headache.
I would probably stick with the same 11 that he started with yesterday.
Yeah, I wouldn't be massively opposed to that myself, to be honest. It'd be very much the same. Especially, there'd be no changes to the midfield and the attack. And that's what I'd say, and I highly doubt there will be any changes anyway. I can imagine it will be very similar.
The only question mark is if he decides to put Corker and if Rakic's fit.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I wouldn't be disappointed if Charlie Hughes was given a break for this game.
He didn't start Blackburn, did he?
No.
I don't think he needs a break, so to speak, just because he's only played one game. Essentially, I do
not for like his like fitness or whatever else, just because it's Bristol City.
Yeah.
And I think if potentially this one, when we've just got two good results, if this one was going to be the one where it doesn't go our way, I wouldn't want it to affect his confidence.
Okay, yeah, you wouldn't want him to be not saying that you would, but you wouldn't want him to be the one to potentially make a mistake.
No, I wouldn't want to put him in the firing line like that. I think if it was someone like Corker or Watmore or, whoever to make a mistake there, then the big enough to take it is fine. It is what it is. I wouldn't want to put that on 19-year-old Charlie Hughes.
Something that I haven't actually mentioned his name on this pod, and I feel like he definitely deserves praise for his last 2 games, especially considering we mentioned the 2 back-to-back clean sheets. Ben Amos. I think Ben Amos with a competent pair of centre halves in front of him.
I've been saying it.
Very good.
I've been saying it. Again, we had this discussion a couple of weeks ago about the goalkeepers and did we need a new one in the window and this, that, and the other. And I said then, I think if I wouldn't have bothered wasting money on bringing another goalkeeper in. What we needed was competent defenders in front. If our back line does what they're supposed to be doing, Ben Amos doesn't even need to be called into action.
Yeah.
It can be a spectator sport for him. And for the last couple of games, we've done exactly that.
Yeah.
And even when he has been required, he's pulled off some fucking cracking saves as well, to be fair. But he had a couple of really, really good ones from Blackburn.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Ben Amos' distribution is still awful. Yeah, his distribution's never going to be a strong point. But in a championship side, or championship to league, well, a championship side. In a championship side, you are looking at goalkeepers who are going to have worse distribution. You're not going to get the likes of Ederson at this level, who's going to be unbelievable with the ball at his feet. So it's something. It's an issue, but it's not a now issue. It's an issue for maybe if we're looking for a new keeper in the summer.
That's summer's problem, I think.
Yeah, it's not an issue currently. As long as he's keeping the ball out the back of the net like he's done for the last 2 games, I am more than happy with him.
Yeah.
And if he'd like to send me that pair of goalkeeper gloves with soy sauce on them, I would greatly appreciate them.
Yeah, remember that pair of gloves you promised Lewis, Ben?
Yeah, come on, Ben.
Just saying.
Come on, cough. Chat, come on, sort us out. You know what, chat? If I do actually get them goalie gloves, they'll go to a...
You have to do it. You have to do a podcast wearing them.
Yeah, I'll do a podcast wearing them, and then they will go to one of you lot. So if we sort out... I'll try and sort it, see if I can get them gloves off Ben, and if I sort it, they're going to one of you lot. I'll give them away, and we'll do a wheel. We'll do a wheel, and it'll go to one of the Wigan lot. I'll DM them for you. I'll sort it, Sam. Don't you worry, brother. I will... No, I won't abuse him. I like Ben. He's got Ben Amos has got the best hair in that Wigan squad, by the way.
The best hair?
Yeah, his wig's quality.
I tell you what, though, there's a few of them with some shocking hairlines. Dreadful hairlines.
No comment. I'm in a hat.
I mean, I've given up with mine ages ago. It is what it is. But there's several of them.
Chris, Emma and hairlines. Emma's hairline's that far back and still sitting as GCSEs. But trim like Joaquin.
Oh, God.
And on that note, that is a terrific place to end the pod.
On my massive FOD again.
So, just to end the pod off, if anyone's wondering why the Deadline Day special didn't get uploaded to YouTube, that's simply because it was too big of a video to upload. It was too big to condense down. And it was before I'd finished building my new computer. So it was an absolute monster on my PC. Like, my PC was just like, nah, mate, it's not happening, you know. So that got left. And if we do another Deadline Day special, if we do another podcast where it's like 4 hours long, it'll stay exclusively on Twitch. We want to try and condense the YouTube ones to about an hour, between an hour and an hour 45.
Yeah, start getting a little bit iffy from 2 hours.
Yeah, it does get a little bit heavy to upload them. And yeah, and it's a bit too long for someone to watch on YouTube, whereas on Twitch, an hour and a half seems to be the sweet spot. So we're going to continue keeping them around an hour and a half is the aim. But yeah, if you don't already follow Emma on Twitch, on Twitter, on all sorts, MWAFC27's her Twitch. This was my individual Twitch. This is now going to be our joint Twitch for the Chattin Tics podcast, and everything to do with Chattin Tics will be found on here. at the Chattin Tics at Chattin Tics. If you haven't already dropped us a follow, we massively appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. And if we continue getting the amount of views and the amount of attention that we're getting on Twitter and on Twitch, it helps us potentially get guests in the future. And because obviously we want to do this full time, we want to be able to do this as much as we physically can, and we want to be able to interview people at the club, and that's the level we want to get this to. We're at a very much a starting stage right now with what we've got with the pods. Like, this is, at the minute, this is just a podcast on Twitch. We want to make it so much more than that, and we can only do that with the support of you lot and with the support of other Wigan fans. So if you see us tweeting, if you're seeing us tweeting out the pod and tweeting out, like that we're going live, please drop us a retweet, drop us a like, so it massively helps. You don't realise how much we appreciate it. And especially you lot who've been here from the very start, Chris, Ryan, Sam. There's loads of yous who've been popping in. That Matt C 1985, you've popped in. We've had a lot of new followers today. Thank you very much, Joe, Tom, Cruster Pies. Yous have all been great. Yous are popping in regularly, and we do massively appreciate it.
We really, really do. Thank you.
Yeah, like, we do massively appreciate the support, and we want to continue doing this. And obviously, it's a very, very big if, but we would love to make this our full-time job. Like, that is the aim of this. We want to do this for you, and we want to do this as much as possible because we really enjoy doing it. So
imagine how good it'd be if you could talk to us daily.
Oh, if we're doing
imagine the shit we would talk if we did this every day.
How far are we off affiliate? We're not far. I think it's just the amount of streams. So that's on our end. You lot have got us to affiliate. It's on us now, and we are going to get that this month. We 100% guarantee. We will get them streams out. Even if we just sit here for an hour and chat about what we had for tea, we will be affiliates this month, don't you worry.
Listen, if a couple of you want to come in here and talk to us about what we've had for tea, then fair enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. TikTok would help you a lot. We are going to start growing on TikTok. I've not created a TikTok yet, but I'm going to get on that.
It is in there.
When we've been doing this stream today, I've been making. What did you have for tea? Actually, that's a question that's being asked.
Nothing. I haven't been able to eat today, so I do need to get something.
I've not had nothing to eat yet.
I need to try and get something to eat.
Put
sooner rather than later.
We will. We are going to get all that in here as well, don't worry. We're going to sort out donations. Obviously, we're not going to ask you for money. We're not going to sit here and beg for donations.
No, it's not. We don't. The point of this is not for us to get paid for it.
No,
it's because we like what we're doing.
Not on Twitch,
which is a really, really horrible cliche, and that's. I nearly threw up in my own mouth then, but
thank you very much, Sam.
Cheers, Sam. Thank you, nice one. Do you know what? I've just seen KFC there, and I could inhale chicken fillets now. I really could.
Sounds great, lad. Bit of garden peas.
I'm gonna pass on the garden peas, you know.
But no, like, as this pod's been going on, all the good things we've had going on, I've been taking notes of the minute. I'm gonna try and get a few clips sorted tomorrow. That's my job for tomorrow. Emma doesn't do any behind the scene work. She just sits here and looks pretty, and she's not even that good at that, to be honest.
I'm not even doing that today. I look like I just come out from under a fucking bridge.
I'm pretty sure you did. Bamber Bridge, probably.
Literally, I've like crawled out my pit.
Honestly.
Sat here in my pyjamas and my hoodie.
I can't say fuck up, mate. I've got the quarters on top. I've got a pair of pyjama bottoms on underneath.
I'm wearing my Latix blackout hoodie. I've got the tree and crown on my jumper. But,
so we've both worn our Wigan attire today.
Yeah, I tried.
Threw a little quarter zip on. Makes me look like I've got about 8 chins. Like,
I've always got 8 chins.
Get channel points going, Nozza. I did see the one who we had a bit of problems with before. I won't name drop him or anything, but something he said. I wasn't gonna talk about it on stream because it's not something that I want to talk about, the progression of the channel on stream, but that's something that we are going to do because I know you've got it on yours, haven't you, the channel points where you get points for commenting and interacting. I'm going to try and get that sorted as well. I've got 12 chins, lad, don't worry. It's alright, lad, I've got 13. But channel points is something that we want to try and get sorted. But as I say, we just want to do this as much as possible. If we could do this full time, it'd be great. But we don't want to do it full time off donations. We want to do it full time off advertisements and off the progression of the YouTube and off the Twitch and off the TikTok and things like that. But I say we will set up donations, so if you want to donate, it will be possible, but we will never expect donations.
No, it's, and do you know what? If there was donations coming in, we would find a way, I think, eventually to give that back to you. That's not just for us to.
Oh no, 100%.
You know,
The way I want to grow this is just so if we can get things provided from, like I was joking about the Ben Amos thing. If I got them Ben Amos gloves now, they'd be going straight back to one of you lot. Like, as daft as I've got a signed Wigan top from like the 15-16 season. Other than that, I don't really collect sports memorabilia and things like that. They'd be going straight to someone. Give it Joseph's goal. That's a hell of a shout.
That's a really good shout. That, Matt.
I want to sort that actually. See if we can sort something with Joseph's goal and things like that and donations. I'd love to do that. That'd be brilliant, especially something that's very close to the
speak to Paul Kendrick about that. I'll speak to Kendall tomorrow.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's a brilliant suggestion. I want to make note of that now. Nice one. I want to do things with Joseph's goal as well. That'd be superb. But if we can do donation, any financial donations we get, we'll, like, as I say, we don't want money off you lot. We want money off sponsorships and things like that. But anything that we got off you would just be going straight back into this. It wouldn't be going into our own pocket. It'd be going into sorting, like, it'd be sorting Emma, like, a bit of a better computer, or it'd be going into, you know, advertisement for the streams and things like that. We just want to grow this as much as we can.
Yeah. So,
as I say, that's just a big thank you for everyone who's provided us support. We did get a few more follows in today. Stocksy, Matt, I'm just going to call Matt C. I'm just going to call you Matt. Do you have a name that you'd like to go by, or can I just call you Matt, mate? Because I'm not sure, sorry.
It's Matt Clayton, that.
Oh, is it? Oh, you're right, lads. Oh, yeah, yeah. Sorry, yeah, Matt, nice one. Thank you very much. Rustinall24, thank you for the follow. And Mophead2001, thank you very much for the follow. What a name. Iconic name, brother. But everyone who's dropped the follow there, we do massively appreciate it. We'll be able to tell you mods can't control channel points. Yeah, that's something I need to do. It's not Hugh. As much as we all love to bollock Hugh and call him useless at his job, which he is useless, but we still love him for it. Sorry, Hugh.
Love you.
Love you. Love you, bro. He's been me mod since the very start, and I'm just sat here slagging him off. Sorry, lad. It's all love. You know it's all love with me, lad. But get it sorted. We want to gamble on the random pot. Yeah. Right, yeah, the bang.
Gamble responsibly, please, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, of course. I love a flutter, but if you're gonna gamble responsibly. Drink responsibly, unlike my co-host here.
I didn't drink responsibly, and now this is why I look like this today.
Is he called Hugh Nosser because he's got a big nose? I can't confirm, deny the size of Hugh Nosser's nose. Mine is not small myself. I've got half a beak on me myself, to be honest. So if it is, boss.
I mean, first.
Yeah. Got a nose on you, apparently, Hugh. Can't confirm or deny. And on that note, we're gonna call it an end, aren't we?
I think we're gonna leave it there for today.
And on the topic of I'm rough, so be it all good. No, just the manipulation of my last name. Nah, Hugh, it's because of your nostrils. Come on. And on the topic of Hugh's nose, sounds like a perfect point to end this podcast.
It is indeed.
Thank you very much, everyone who's popped in. We do massively appreciate it. I've just spent the last 10 minutes blowing smoke up all your asses. So if you have any compliment, and just come to us, because we'll spend the last 10 minutes fucking...
We'll look after you, we'll big you up.
Honestly. So everyone, again, thank you very much for the support. If you can drop us all a follow and interact with all the tweets that we put out, we'd massively appreciate it. If you can't, don't worry about it. It's all good. We still love you nonetheless. Have a good evening, have a good snooze, and I'm sure we'll see you again at some point next week.
We will catch us later on.
Ta-da.
Bye.